welcome back to the Guitar Bay. I'm Takis.
I'm Danny. What are we drinking today, mate?
Today we're drinking Joe Wheeler.
Which
is a very, very, very basic cocktail. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
I've coloured glasses to make things more interesting.
It's a Scaramanga again.
Scaramanga.
Whoa.
It's a way to just water down whiskey, I think. I've got the Scarabus Islay, not Islay. I learned the correct pronunciation from somebody. Thank you, Neil. So, yeah, it's just sparkling water, whiskey, and a slice of lemon. And that's called the Joe Wheeler for some reason.
And we're back on acoustics today.
And you can see that we're still playing acoustics. The Sigma that we had in the previous episode is still around.
Yes.
It's lovely. It's
pretty good, yeah. I mean, it's up for sale, so it's gonna go back into the wild. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed it, and it's good. But it's time for it to find a new home.
Definitely. Yeah.
Have you found an acoustic?
Well, it's a Martin case.
Looks brand spanking new.
Well, in a way, it is brand spanking new because I did what I very often do with a particular store that we know.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do very often, especially with Harley Bentons?
Buy B stock.
Correct. So this is a B stock, and it is a Martin. This goes new 1,379 euros.
And you got it for how much?
For 1,075, I believe. So it's a significant drop. B stock, I don't know why. The guitar is this one, and it came with this case.
Case is lovely, beautiful.
That's the case it comes with. It's this nice padded.
This looks like a tailor-shaped Martin.
It does. It does.
Because I've seen the tailor that you had last time, and this resembles it very much. Looks like a lovely top. The fingerboard's very dark. Made in Mexico Road Series.
That's right.
Very nice.
So this is the GCP 11e model, and there's a very specific protocol for naming Martins. So GP is for the body size, the body shape or size, which is size. Grand Performance, which is basically Martin's Grand Auditorium, just like the Taylor. C for cutaway, GPC.
Okay, yeah.
11, so the number corresponds to the combinations of woods. That's why you have the D28s and the 40s and the 18s. Yeah. So it's all about combination of woods and whether it's solid, whether it's laminated. In my understanding, this is a solid Sitka spruce top, glossy, and then solid Sapele back and sides matte or satin finish. And that combination is 11. The fingerboard is the whole thing here. This is this weird material that's not wood. This is Richlite. Both the bridge itself and the fingerboard are made of Richlite, which is layers of paper in resin. And apparently, even though the purists initially were protesting that this is not wood and this is not okay, and I can feel it. After 5 or 6 years or so, correct me if I'm wrong, that Martin has been implementing this on many models, medium tier and all the way to the cheaper ones. It appears to be more consistent even than ebony. It's supposed to be a replacement for ebony, which is hard to find. I guess you know that ebony is protected, and it's this very, very dark wood.
I see a tuner in there.
That too. So there is a Fishman MX-T pickup, which for some reason they name it Martin E1 with this one, but I'm quite sure it's the Fishman MX-T.
It's very nice
pickup. So you have the volume and tone in the sound hole, and you have this stealth tuner, which is very nice. That's what I don't like with the Taylors. They don't come with a tuner.
And I like there's no, on the body there's no actual controls.
Yes,
so
that's the thing.
Stealth,
it seems to be a very popular trend these days that acoustic guitars, instead of having one of those mounted panels with a preamp or volume knobs, they just have everything in the sound hole, which makes the guitar look a bit more pristine without stuff around the body.
So give it a G chord. It's a ringer for sure.
Well, it should be.
And it's quite MIDI, but it's not too bassy. Like the Sigma is quite bassy. It's a nice guitar tone for sure. Well, give it a whack. Give it some playing, I guess.
Yeah, go ahead. This one doesn't ring as much, but it has more bassy, low mid attack, and I think it occupies more room.
This one rings a lot, like. They sound similar though. They sound in a certain way.
They both have new strings. This has 12s, this has 11s, right? This has the Martin Factory 12s. This has Ernie Ball Light 11s. And I think this has more.
I really like this guitar. I really like the sound of it. It's more MIDI, which is more my type of acoustic.
It's more balanced, sure. I think.
Yeah. And it sounds wonderful. I mean, I'm not an acoustic expert by any means.
But why would you say that you would choose this over this one?
For the mid.
For the way it sounds.
Yeah, the sound. The feel as well is nice. Sounds really good. You want to give it a...
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing it for a couple of days now. It arrived yesterday morning.
This feels small now. This feels more. I'm so used to this guitar. Actually, I've played it a lot since I've had it.
Okay.
So this feels easier on the fingers for me.
Okay.
At the moment.
Interesting. Because they must have a very similar neck. But this is definitely shallow. The body is not as deep.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference is, I don't know how much. It's very, very little.
It does feel like almost going to a nylon compared.
Okay.
Like that's a very big guitar compared, I think.
Nice.
That's
it's
a
nice
damn
and
nice.
balanced. Fun to play. It's easy to play. It's easier than I thought it would be because of the wide nut. I'm not used to it. I really like this one. Let's compare them. Let's see how they sound, these two. So this one has, they both have Fishman pickups. This one has the Sonitone.
Yeah.
This one has the MX-T, which for some reason is branded Martin E1. Someone told me that the MX-T is basically the Sonitone with the tuner. I don't know. Let's hear them. Compare them both acoustically and plugged in, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we?
But
wrap
wait,
up?
are you going to keep this?
I was hoping this question wouldn't come. I don't know, man.
You
I
don't
like
seem
it.
like completely...
It hasn't blown my socks off, but it could be that I'm looking for the Taylor feel, which I'm never going to find. This neck, I mean, that neck is fantastic. It's satin. It's super easy. It looks very pretty. The fret job, again, I mean, the quality is clearly top notch. The resale value of these is great because they have that name on the headstock.
Yeah, you have to. I think if you're spending €1,000 on a guitar, you should be blown away by it. And if it's not doing that for you, it's not doing that for me either.
Well, I've had it for 2 days. So I've played it yesterday, really, mostly. So it's staying here for a week at least before it can go back. So I'll let you know more next week, and I'll either keep it or carry on the search for a brilliant acoustic for my stage, the stage, for us, basically. And yeah, that was the Martin GPC 11e. It's easy to follow. Initially I was confused by Martin's naming, but it's actually quite easy. Grand performance, cutaway, 11 because of the woods, E for electronics. The Fishman pickup. It sounds really good, I think. So if it is a sonitone, it's a better improved sonitone. My estimation was that this sounded better plugged in than this one. To what extent does the structure of the guitar and the quality of the woods affect the way a piezo sounds? I guess a bit, but not much. That's my...
Yeah.
What do you think? Like a bad piezo pickup, a shitty piezo pickup, I can swear, in an amazing guitar versus in a cheap guitar, would it sound much better in the amazing guitar? I don't know. To the extent that it makes you play better, the good guitar, yes, but as in the sizzly, quacky qualities and the frequencies of the piezo pickup, I suspect they would be the same. Please correct me. Yeah.
What's your artist or band with J?
There we go. Of course, I had to struggle. I had to choose between two. One amazing thing from the 70s, because you know me, I grew up with my dad and he just gave to me all that 70s goodness. Versus something 90s and 2000s, super funky, amazing band.
Jamiroquai.
That was the runner-up, but I'm gonna go Jethro Tull. Simply because I think I have consumed more Jethro Tull than I have Jamiroquai. And I'm more knowledgeable about the albums and the lineup of the band and the songs, and I'm more fascinated by this, 70s, long hair, hippie, sophisticated, quasi-pretentious whole thing. Ian Anderson is a madman, but he's an amazing talent. And Aqualung was one of the first albums I listened to as a teenager. And because my dad gave me songs and mixtapes when I was 13, 14, but I much of that stuff I wasn't emotionally mature enough to appreciate. So I went through a Jethro Tull phase again in my early 20s, and things like Heavy Horses and songs from the Wood. But it was Thick as a Brick that really left a mark on me. Do you know that thing?
No, don't.
2 songs, 2 tracks, 43 minutes. So it's like 21 and 22. But it's not boring at all. It goes through different phases and reprises, and I think it's their masterpiece. Thick as a Brick. Jethro Tull, of course. That's my favorite band beginning with J. Could I guess yours?
I struggled. I had a few, and I would say, if I'm allowed to say artists.
Of course you,
Like, more like, or my favorite guitar player at the moment is Jack Griffiths. If that works.
I say it works. Permissible.
Like his original music, even from YouTube, is just unbelievable. I think he is the best guitar player online at the moment. Electric guitar player.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Jack, Peach guitars, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of content.
He's the best demonstrator.
He can play anything.
He's the best demonstrator that I've ever seen. And he's been quiet, and I'm really missing his content. But some of his stuff on his personal channel, just him in his room, sometimes a lot of room sound. And the way he gets the sound out of a Les Paul, he's a big fan of, old Zeppelin and old Van Halen. And I think he's even into
He had a pedal show episode recently, a month ago.
Yeah.
Because Dan made him a pedal board.
And everything he does just sounds unbelievable. If he demonstrates the delay, it sounds unbelievable. He can just do everything in his touch and his choice of notes.
I agree. I like that you introduced a YouTube musician, guitar player into the band, because I can't tell you any records or music or discography of Jack, but he's such an amazing player.
Yeah, I think he's a session player now as well, so well deserved and just a unbelievable player.
Okay, to Jack.
To Jack.
Let's drink a Joe Wheeler to Jack Griffiths, and thank you for staying with us. What do you think about acoustics? Oh, it's heavy.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that was the Martin GPC 11e, and that was the Sigma OM something.
OMT 28H.
There's a different episode for that one.
With the pickup.
With a pickup. That's right.
Both probably going back. That you probably send that back.
I haven't decided on that one. You have that one on sale already.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just keep searching, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. And till the next one.
Ciao.